What's up guys, Axim, the Good Time Gaming, and today I'm bringing you guys my one down shotgun build. I'm sure I'll come up with a clever name to put on the thumbnail by the time this video goes live, but for right now it's just that one down shotgun build you guys keep on asking about. So yay, I'm finally going to share it with you guys can see it, check it out, copy it, and then go kill things. So I'm going to go through the build with this, I'm going to go through the weapons I'm using, and then give you guys a little bit of footage at the end. You guys, if you've watched any of my one down lab videos, you know this build, you know it works, you know it's effective. So I'm just going to kind of go over the skills and then give that to you guys so you guys can go out there and kick some ass. We start here in the Enforcer tree. Now for those of you guys that have been around for a while, you might remember my Breaker 12 gauge build video that I did. This build is pretty much a modified version of that because that build is really my favorite build that I like to run as. So I was trying to find a way to make something like that viable for one down, and I'm pretty happy with what I've been able to do here. So real quick here, just kind of giving an overview of the skills here. We have Shotgun CQB and Impact for damage and reload speed. We have Underdog here, which is going to give us 15% more damage and damage reduction, as long as there's people shooting at us. Overkill is going to give us more damage whenever we kill somebody, so once you get your first kill with a shotgun, then you're going to get 75% more damage for 20 seconds after that. So it keeps on being applied every time you kill an enemy. It's pretty nice. Over here in Tank, we ace Resilience, we ace Die Hard, we ace Bullseye, and we ace Iron Man. So we're going for Anarchist, so we want the armor here from Iron Man. We want the armor here from Ace Die Hard. Having 50% less damage while interacting with stuff is really handy for one down, especially if you're trying to like do an objective, like open a door or you know, do a drill, something like that. It's really helpful. The armor regen here from Bullseye stacks with what you get from Anarchist. That's pretty nice there. You get an extra 25 armor there, potentially every 2 seconds for every headshot you get. We ace Scavenger to give us increased ammo pickup range and to make it so that every 6th enemy we kill drops an extra ammo box. And I am in charge of ammo, so I take ace extra lead to give me 2 ammo bags that contain 50% more ammo in each. We're now over in the Ghost tree. We're going to ace Duck and Cover, we're going to ace Parkour, ace Inner Pockets, and take basic Sneaky Bastard. Now, assuming we're just standing still or just walking, we're only going to have a 5% chance to dodge, which isn't a whole lot, but I find that it is helpful to have that on there. It does actually stack with Duck and Cover down here, so with Duck and Cover aced, you have 10% increased chance to dodge while sprinting, so 15% chance to dodge if I'm running. That's very helpful, especially if I'm trying to do objectives or if I need to go and try and help a teammate out, do something like that. It's very handy to have that extra dodge in there. Over here in Silent Killer, we take basic Second Wind, we ace Optical Illusions primarily so we can get the concealment bonus, take basic Low Blow for crit, and then we ace Specialized Killing at 15% more damage twice. Now previously I was taking 12 points and putting them into Unseen Strike. Unseen Strike is kind of like messed up right now, and it's just been recently nerfed not that long ago to where taking any damage now cancels the effect. But basically Unseen Strike is just not really worth it right now. That was what I was taking previously, that way I'd have a really nice amount of crit on there, and it was really sweet. But it's just so jacked up right now that I've really been thinking about putting my points elsewhere. So as far as this build goes right now, guys, the old version of this build uses Unseen Strike. I have not really settled on what I want to do with these last 12 points yet. I'm kind of almost thinking maybe doing something to get fully loaded A stuff here. I think that might be kind of helpful, just to have the extra ammo and then be able to pick up consumables and stuff like that off the ground. So I don't know, we'll see what I do for right now. But basically there's about 12 points of flexibility right now in this build. And last but not least, we go over into Fugitive. We are acing 9 lives to get the extra down that we desperately need for one down. And then we're going to ace Swan Song. I really have to give a big shout out to Swan Song here. You should not be killing yourself intentionally for the most part, but whenever you do get put in Swan Song with this build, pull out the fucking Judge and just go to town and just kill everything. That's one of really the big bonuses of having Swan Song on there, is that you can just go into Swan Song, infinite ammo, just blow shit up with the HE rounds. And the HE rounds are very effective for blowing shit up. Looking at weapons, I'm actually using the Raven shotgun. I have flechette ammo on there. I'm using the short barrel. I have the Silent Killer suppressor. I have it boosted for concealment. I have a compact laser module. And then I am using the flip up sights. In general, I don't really do a whole lot of aiming with this. I just kind of like point the laser at something and pull the trigger, and then it usually dies. But you do have the option to be able to aim there should you need it. This build, the way it's worked out right now, has 3 concealment, so you have a little bit of flexibility if you wanted to, say, take the LED combo on there, or if you prefer, say, I don't know, having a speculator sight or something like that. Can't do both, but you know, you can make it kind of work out. For the secondary, I'm using the Judge shotgun. So I have HE rounds. I'm using the silencer because we want better accuracy for our lovely little Judge. I have it boosted for concealment. And I have a compact laser module, and we have the speculator sight. Now you can very easily take some of the stuff off and then stat boost it for accuracy instead. That would also work too. So you can definitely do that if you prefer to have a little bit more accuracy on the Judge. In some cases, it's probably better that you do that, but really it's just kind of up to you guys, whatever you prefer. For your melee weapon, I'm using the buzzer. It doesn't really matter. You can use the brass knuckles if you want to, or you can use something else. It doesn't really matter a whole lot. I would suggest the brass knuckles or the buzzer. That way if somebody does get close to you and you're trying to reload, you can pop them with the buzzer or the brass knuckles, shock them, finish your reload, and then kill them. For the throwable, I've been playing around with throwing knives here lately. I think they're kind of cool to use. I was using Molotovs before that. It really doesn't matter. You can use a javelin if you want to. That way you're able to kill things if you're trying to reload. You can use throwing axes. It doesn't matter really a whole lot. And then of course for our perk deck, we are using the Anarchist perk deck. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're probably familiar with One Down and how Anarchist works, but if you're not, basically you will receive armor regen periodically instead of getting like all your armor regen after you don't take damage for a little bit. Additionally, you also get armor back whenever you deal damage, and that armor you get back from dealing damage stacks with what you get from Bullseye. So it's pretty handy. So basically you can get about 35 armor back every 2 seconds. You're counting Bullseye in there as well. So pretty good. In terms of application of this build, I'm not going to spend like 3 hours on here talking about, you know, how you work with it in One Down and how you do things. If you guys have watched literally any of my One Down videos that are loud, except for the Bomb Forest, except for that one, I use this build in every single one of those. And I use it to pretty great success, I would say in there. 9 times out of 10, I'm the last person to go down. I'm usually at the top of the charts in terms of kills. The build just works very well. It would not work if not for the crit, so the crit definitely helps and helps to kind of keep things going. The Judge rounds are there to take out shields and knock off dozer armor. I've, in some cases, 2 or 3 shot the dozers on One Down, so they're not really much of a threat. Like I said, guys, watch pretty much any of my videos, and you'll see that this build does work, and it does work really, really well. The main thing, guys, is just to remember that, you know, you are playing One Down, so you need to be kind of careful with, you know, how you're exposing yourself and how you're getting shot at. The nice thing about Anarchist is that if you do take damage to where it breaks your armor, you have 2 seconds to get back in cover before, you know, you're vulnerable again. So it's kind of nice. So there's a little bit of a cushion there to where if you do take too much damage, you won't go straight down. So I hope this build has been informative. I'm sorry it took so long to kind of get this put out there. There's been a lot of stuff going on, just not with the game only, but I've been pretty busy in real life too, and then just trying to get stuff worked out on the channel. Just a lot of stuff going on. But ask any questions you guys have. I'll have a One Down guide coming out here hopefully tomorrow, which would be Sunday. If not, maybe on Monday. So that's going to be coming soon, so you get some more little tidbits and tips and tricks on One Down and that. But this is a build I'm using right now. I will have a couple more One Down builds coming out very shortly, so do be on the lookout for those. But if you've been playing One Down, let me know what you think, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. This is Zach Tim with Good Time Gaming. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share if you like anything you saw here today. And remember to always have a good time gaming.